Hello viewers, today we are going to show you a high powered 150 watt digital soldering station model DSS HP03G sold by India Enterprises. Uh, we will show you how to unbox it, and we will also give details of accessories supplied along with this soldering station. So let's begin and open this box. You will get the equipment in this packing, and we will need to open this box. This is the calibration certificate. It is supplied along with each soldering station. So this is the operating manual. See, this is the main control unit. This is the support rack for holding the soldering iron. This is the soldering iron. The power cord for connecting the unit to the external power supply. This is the silicon pad and external grounding cord. So along with this soldering station, you will get all these accessories. So let us see how to connect the soldering iron to the main unit and the main unit to the external power supply. I will show you how to connect this soldering iron to the main unit with the help of this metallic connector. 3-pin power cord is used to connect it to the main power supply. Apart from this, banana plug is connected to the rear side of the main unit, and this crocodile clip can be connected to the external EST grounding. So let's start and switch it on. The temperature is you can see temperature is rising. First we will show you the maximum temperature and minimum temperature range. It can attain maximum temperature of 600 degree centigrade, and the minimum temperature, by using the down key, we can achieve the minimum temperature also. We need to keep pressing this down key, and you can see the minimum temperature range is 50 degree. So minimum temperature is 50 degree and the maximum temperature is 600 degree centigrade. Different type of soldering bits are also provided, but are optional for different soldering application, like for heavy mass soldering, general purpose soldering, miniature component soldering, and for other applications. A dry cleaning unit is also provided. This brass wool for cleaning the soldering bits. If any extra soldering solder is deposited on the soldering bit, we can clean the soldering bit with the help of this brass wool. In order to maintain the quality standards, one needs to calibrate this unit periodically. First, we need to measure the tip temperature with the help of an external calibrator. Then, if any deviation is observed, then we will perform the calibration. First, just use some fresh solder and check the tip temperature with the help of this external calibrator. The actual set temperature is 300 degree, but the actual temperature is 282. So there is a difference of around 20 degrees centigrade, and now then this unit needs to be calibrated. So let's start and see how calibration is done. First, we need to press this star button and press this up and down button simultaneously. Then just feed the same value which was observed on the calibrated, that was 280. Use the down button, then again press star button and feed it, then again press star button. first 281, then again press star button to finish the. Now we will verify whether the set and actual temperature are same or not. Yes. So after doing the calibration, the set and actual temperature are almost same. So this is how the calibration is done. The next step is this soldering unit has a unique feature of password locking to prevent the operator from changing the temperature. So we will show you how to use this feature. First we need to switch the unit off, then press this up and down button simultaneously and switch the unit on. C will be flashing, then we need to press this star button and use the default password. Default password is 000. We will feed this 000. Use this up button to feed 0, then again star button, again up button, again star button, and then up button, again star button, then OK will be displayed, and then again we need to press this star and down button simultaneously, and any desired this password we can use, like we can use 999 as locking password. Use this up and down key to achieve 9, then press star button, and then again 9, again star, then again by pushing this up down button 9. We need to repeat the procedure once again. So this is how now the locking password is 999, and to activate this feature we need to switch unit off and switch it on. Now we can see even after pressing this up or down button we cannot change the temperature. Only the person who knows this password can change the temperature after putting that value. So this is a very unique feature to prevent any operator or any unauthorized person to change the temperature. So that's all we have right now. Thanks for watching. Hello friends, we are presenting the live demo of high power soldering station sold by India Enterprises. So let's start. So first we will switch on the unit. Now it's showing the temperature is rising. It's approaching close to 100 now, and 120. Slowly it will achieve the set temperature. So let's wait until it reaches the set temperature. Okay, now the station has reached the set temperature. We will show you how to increase or decrease the temperature button. These are push buttons provided on the front panel. So by pushing these up and downward buttons we can increase or decrease the temperature, and we can achieve the temperature which we desire. Now we will show you how to calibrate this instrument if the set or actual temperature is different. We will use an external thermometer which is used for calibrating. First we will measure the actual temperature by touching the thermocouple provided on the top of this thermometer. Here we can see the set temperature is 340, but the actual temperature observed on the thermometer is 347. Now we will calibrate and we will match the temperature which is on the. First we will press the star button and then simultaneously we will press the up and down button. Now the LED is blinking, and we will move the cursor to the third digit by pushing star button. Now we will feed these 345, which was measured on the thermometer, and press the star button. Now we will verify whether the offset has been which was given to the unit is there or not. We will see. Okay, so these so we can see the time this unit has been calibrated, and the set temperature and the actual temperature on the thermometer is almost same or is same. So now this soldering unit comes with different type of soldering bits, and it can be used for different application. See, this unit is ideal for high mass soldering. So we can easily see the 10 mm spade type soldering tip, 16 mm special type soldering tip, and one which comes this is 8 mm soldering tip, and one with 5 mm. These all are chisel type tips, and one more tip is there. This is basically ideally suitable for solar panel bus bar soldering, and this is most of our customers are using this type of tip for solar power. So okay, that's all. Thank you. Hello friends, today we are going to explain you few troubleshooting steps with respect to this high power digital soldering station. We will explain you how to troubleshoot if you encounter a few problems with this soldering station. So let's start. So first thing we need to check, suppose if this soldering station is not switching on, then we need to check first the fuse, if the fuse is okay or faulty. So let us see how it is checked. We need to just remove this power socket and take this power socket out, and see there is one fuse, you know. We will check the continuity of this fuse with the help of a multimeter. We can see easily here the beep, it means the fuse is okay. Suppose if continuity is not proper, then there's an extra fuse inside this fuse holder, which we can use as replacement. Now we will just insert this fuse holder back into this power socket, and then we will see the unit will be switched on. Let us see and check this unit. There are few other problems which we can encounter while using this soldering station. One of them is HE. When HE is flashing on this display, it means the heater is faulty. We can easily replace the heater, and we will show you the procedure of changing and the heating element. Switch off the unit. Now take out the soldering iron from the support rack and remove this nut and barrel assembly by unscrewing it. See how it is removed. Then this unscrew this nipple as well, and by pushing the cord from behind, we can take out this entire assembly out of this handle. Just by pulling the heating element, we can take it out from the heating element enclosure. See, this is the heating element we need to check with the help of a multimeter. You can see 3 pins on this heating element. One pin, this pin is grounded, so there are 2 other pins also. So we need to check the resistance between these 2 pins. Yeah, we will check with the help of multimeter. We can see the resistance between these 2 pins is more than 20 mega ohm. It means this heating element is faulty. The ideal resistance between these 2 pins should be close to 2 ohm. We will just replace this heating element with the new one. So we will take a new heating element now and check the resistance between same 2 pins with the help of multimeter. We can see the resistance between these 2 pins is less than 1 ohm, which is accurate. So now this heating element is okay, and we will fix it to the soldering iron. See how this is a push fit type phenomena. You can easily just insert this heating element in the heating element enclosure by just pushing against this enclosure, and just insert it inside this handle assembly by slightly rotating it. Then we will fix this nipple onto this handle, and then we will put on this soldering tip, then fix the nut and barrel assembly onto this nipple. Now we will check the whether the problem we were facing has been resolved or not. Now we can see the temperature is rising. Earlier we were facing HE error, but now that error has gone, and now the temperature is rising gradually, and it will achieve the set temperature soon. So in this way this heating element error can be resolved. Another problem we can encounter is the SE flashing on the display. It means there might be some problem with the sensor circuit or the sensor. So we need to check the sensor first, and if we found the sensor faulty, then we will replace it. So let's see how the sensor is checked and it is verified. First we will take out the soldering iron and remove all the parts as we did while changing the heating element. First we will unscrew this nut and barrel assembly along with the tip. Then we will remove this nipple by rotating it anti-clockwise, and just by pushing the cord from behind you can take out this heater element enclosure. See, this metallic rod is the sensor, and it is connected to the PCB with the help of two wires. One is the blue one, other one is the red one. So we need to check the resistance between these two wires with the help of a multimeter. So let's measure the resistance between these two wires, the blue one and the red one, with the help of a multimeter. The resistance value is more than 20 mega ohm and close to infinity, so it means the sensor is faulty. We need to just desolder these two wires and take out this faulty sensor and replace it with a good one. Now we have replaced the faulty sensor with a good one. Now we will again check the resistance between these two wires, and it should be less than 10 ohm. Yeah, we can see the resistance between these two wires is less than 10 ohm. It means now this sensor is all right, and now we will just fix it. We need to just insert this heating element again. And reverse the process. We will first now fix this nipple, then this nut and barrel assembly along with the soldering bit. Now this replacement process is complete, and we will switch on the unit, and we will see whether the SC error has been resolved or not. Yeah, it is resolved, because as we can see the temperature is rising, and it will slowly attain this temperature. So in this way this sensor error or SE is resolved. You can follow this process we have already explained to you. Thanks for watching.